Hey mate, yeah. So Woo performing great since I indicated last week. Yeah, it's been moving very, very well. Still, there still does look like there's a lot of upside, right? I do agree with that. Um, it is very interesting. So, like sometimes these just sometimes they fake out here, and then they do this, and they actually build out a longer base. It is tough to know at this point in time, you know, alts are not that strong at the moment, and most altcoins are consolidating. Um, so it's hard to think that this is going to go parabolic here when the rest of the market is not going parabolic. Even though that this looks very good, and I like, it looks like accumulation volume. I like the white 100 moving average formed underneath the chart there. For me, like you didn't give a time perspective. You know, it still looks like how big do you think this will move? Well, I mean, I think eventually, I mean, it's going a lot higher. It's hard to put a pinpoint on that, but I like this structure, and I think eventually it goes a lot higher. Like, it's not that far away from breaking here, and if we break there, well, I really should say breaking here. I know there's an older chart of Woo, um, but anyway, on Binance, that's where the volume will be. We break there, there's a chance we can start to go parabolic, right? It's very, very possible. How long until we do that? I'm not sure. I would think that this will be resistance if we move up into that, and we could build out some sort of pattern. To be honest, the longer this consolidates here, the more bullish I would get. If this continues to build a big range here, well, then I'm going to say it's probably going to move. So in the near term, I'm just saying it looks good. It's moved up very well since I've posted about it. I still think it's going to do very well over time. I'm just saying that in the near term, I'm not surprised if it does this and continues to build that range a little bit. Let's just continue looking here. 2-week chart, it's building this. Uh, like I could be wrong. That's the thing. Like sometimes market makers grab onto it and it just goes parabolic. My hope is that it does continue to range. I would like it to build more of a base, but there's nothing bearish about this chart, right? This chart is overall very good. This is a breakout of structure. Like we based there for 2 years, almost 2 years or whatever that is, and and uh, and now we've broke out of that, cleanly broken out of that. Yes, we are coming back into some previous resistance up here, um, but to me, even on this 9-week chart, this is a bullish 9-week inside bar. There's a long way to go in this. There's 14 days left in this name. Sorry, there's a monthly candle, but it does suggest that this is going to continue on its merry way. Right. So far, there's no hint of distribution here yet. I pressed the wrong one there actually. Uh, so yours is a good question. How big do you think it'll move? Well, in the near term, I don't think it's going to go crazy. I don't see most of the market going parabolic yet. Um, can it continue to move up and like there's going to be resistance up here. I think if it gets up here, there's that's where it's going to stall out and maybe build some sort of larger base, right up in here and whatever. Uh, Eventually, I think it's going to go a lot higher. I'm not sure how high. Like KuCoin, if we start looking here, I mean, you have to kind of start looking at these targets. You have to take these into consideration up here. Um, if it builds the right base and builds its way up into this level here, this could eventually be a kind of a giant sort of bullish base. That there's an element of that's a possibility of a bullish base, and then we need to reassess again and see if it can actually break out of that. And that depends on the market, depends on how bullish the market is, if the market's continuing to be bullish, if we're having an alt season. Um, so my answer is vague on this is because it's difficult to tell. But what I will say is this is a bullish structure, right? This to me is forming a bullish structure now. It's only early days. Personally, I would prefer it to do this, right? If it does this, I get extremely bullish on it, and then I'm going to start looking for targets up here, right? And then if it consolidates properly here, well then at that point, then I'm going to have to start, well, thinking that this is going to break out again, and where is this going to go after that? So right now, I didn't buy Woo, and I was disappointed I didn't buy Woo because I don't know. I bought Varney, I forget what you call it, Varney, QTUM, and Band. They are coins that I was buying in the short term, and they I probably should have been buying some Woo. They were up both 50 and 70%, but the market on that big dip they got knocked back down to break even, and well, small profits, whatever. I probably should have taken profits on those and rolled it into Woo, but I didn't do that. That's okay though. We're still early days, but if I see this consolidate here more, I will be buying Woo. To me, it's bullish structure. I like this volume here. This low volume here. I like the increase in volume. I like the breakout. That for me, this is breakout volume. Like this possibly was whales buying and starting to accumulate, and who knows where else they accumulated down in here. But yeah, for me, Woo consolidates and goes a lot higher. If this consolidates more, I would be targeting up here. There's a nice wick, to be targeting in here, because that's also the neckline. Look at this neckline, see right here, that right there. I think that'll be a major play when it gets up there. If it gets up there, of course, there's no crystal balls, but it looks to me like eventually it will get up there. We have to remember this is a large market cap, but these large market caps can run also in bullish structure.